Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good afternoon. It's almost 2 o'clock. Let's just hang around here a little bit to see if we can catch a few more people to join us today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Smashing. Okay, we're almost all set for this afternoon's tour. Come in and make yourselves comfortable, folks, wherever you may be. Smashing. Okay, it's the witching hour. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. My name is Adam. I'm a tour guide in London and we can't go out. We're all stuck at home. Stay home, folks. Hashtag stay home, be safe. So as a tour guide, that's no good to me. I need to be outside leading you on walking tours. So here's what I've come up with. Hashtag tour guiding from home. I'm coming round your house to do a guided tour. I love it. I'm coming round your house to do a guided tour. Socially distanced guided tours. Usually at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. You would usually find me at Tottenham Court Road Station. Don't go to Tottenham Court Road Station. Stay here. Stay home. Be safe. But you would usually find me at Tottenham Court Road holding up one of these. Can you see that there? Can you see that leaflet there? A bit of publicity, a bit of propaganda. That's the London Walks leaflet. And usually I would be leading the Rock and Roll London tour, but we can't do that at the moment. So, socially distanced, virtual online tours live. I'm coming round your house. My name's Adam. Today, what we're doing is we're doing a little tour of Shaftesbury Avenue. Last week we were in Chicago. The first tour took us to Chicago, of all places. Chicago and London. This week, we're going to stay local. We're not going to go too far. We're heading for Shaftesbury Avenue. And what I'm going to present to you, a little bit of voice and a few slides and a couple of maps. And in that fashion, we're going to conduct a guided tour. So, what do we get up to here? First of all, let's have a look at this. What we get up to, well, it's a socially distanced guided tour, hashtag tour guiding from home. And this afternoon's theme is the Savile Theatre. On Friday, the 17th of April, 2020, we're heading to the Savile Theatre. The Savile Theatre is these days the Audion Shaftesbury Avenue. And it was a very famous rock and roll venue. A little bit about me. My name's Adam. I'm a qualified tour guide. I'm a Westminster guide. Oh, I'm on this side here. A Westminster guide. I've been leading tours for 15 years for the famous London Walks company, walks.com. And these days I teach tour guiding at the University of Westminster. So I keep busy. But on a Friday afternoon, we're usually doing the Rock and Roll London tour from Tottenham Court Road Station. Of course, we're unable to do that at the moment. So we've got a virtual tour happening for you. We would usually look at Soho. We would usually look at even Oxford Street. We look at a bit of Covent Garden. We talk about the Beatles, the Stones, the Who, the Kinks, the Sex Pistols, you name it. But today we're going to focus. It's going to take us about 15 minutes today. We're going to focus on one little area, one little part of town, and two artists particularly. The Beatles, you may have heard of them. I think they're going to be quite big. And Jimi Hendrix. Those are the artists we're going to focus on today at the famous Savile Theatre on Shaftesbury Avenue. Now, it's what the theatricals used to call the wrong end of Shaftesbury Avenue, not the main part of Shaftesbury Avenue near Piccadilly Circus. It's the other end, to the east. And we're looking for this building here, the Audion. Now, founded in the late 1930s, the Audion chain by a fella called Oscar Deutsch. This might come up in a pub quiz, so jot this down. Oscar Deutsch said that Audion stands for Oscar Deutsch entertains our nation. Terrific advertising slogan. And here's the map coming now. Let's have a look at where we are. Now, if you're at the Tottenham Court Road station, you can take a wander down the Charing Cross Road and hang a left onto this end of Shaftesbury Avenue here, and there's the Audion Cinema as it is today. It's been a cinema since 1970. There it is. Now, this is coming from the east along Shaftesbury Avenue towards Cambridge Circus. Now, you've passed this building a million times, I'm sure you have, but can you see that the size of it? It's very difficult to get a picture of the building. It's a big building, quite a bulky building, and this vast expanse of brown brick, well, it creates a rather sort of amorphous blob in your peripheral vision as you're speeding down Shaftesbury Avenue. Here it is from the other direction. This is all that really registers in your peripheral vision. So what we're going to do today is we're going to linger, we're going to stop, and we don't always get the chance to do this on the Rock and Roll London Walk. We're going to stop and have a look at the building as well. We're going to pick out a few details. The famous story here, of course, well, the Beatles recorded their video for Hello Goodbye here because their manager, Brian Epstein, held the lease of the theatre. He took over the lease of the theatre when the Beatles stopped touring. He had time on his hands. It was as simple as that. The Delphons, who'd previously held the lease on the theatre, they were rather pleased to get rid of it because it was one of the unlucky theatres. These theatrical types, you know what they're like. They're a superstitious bunch. What they meant by unlucky, it was at the wrong end of Shaftesbury Avenue in so much as it didn't get a lot of passing trade. So Epstein made a great success of the place by opening it on a Sunday, as well as 6 nights a week to do theatre. On a Sunday, he staged concerts. It's everyone. It's Pink Floyd. It's Fleetwood Mac. It's The Who. It's the Rolling Stones. The Beatles filmed, they never performed live here, the Beatles, but they did perform there. They filmed their video here to go with Hello Goodbye in 1967. #1 hit all over the world. It's also the place where Jimi Hendrix played on the 4th of June 1967, opening the show with the title track to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. In the audience that night, as Jimi Hendrix played Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, sitting in the audience in the Royal Box, no less, watching Jimi Hendrix from the Royal Box. Not the Queen. Better than the Queen. Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney is sitting in the Royal Box, and Jimi Hendrix opened the show with the title track to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. McCartney's blown away. Keep in mind that McCartney and the Beatles never performed that song live together in front of anyone. So a monumental night in pop and rock history at the Saville Theatre. But what I'd like to do here is linger, to have a look at a few details in the building. Designed by Thomas Bennett, who he studied, Sir Thomas Bennett, he studied at the Regent Street Polytechnic, which just so happens to be the place where the guys from Pink Floyd studied. They studied architecture too before they were famous. He did the building in consultation with Bertie Crewe, very famous architect who'd studied under Frank Matcham, the most famous of all theatrical architects. The Victoria Palace is his theatre, the Richmond Theatre, all by Frank Matcham. Yeah, Bertie Crewe studied under Matcham. And yeah, they're working in conjunction on the design, but the frieze is just along here. This bit just along here is the work of a guy called Gilbert Bayes. I'd like to have a look at a few details here. You already know Gilbert Bayes because he designed the clock and the facade of Selfridges on Oxford Street. Let's get into the details of the building here. The picture that I'd like to show you there is, well, At this point in the building, this is the first picture on the frieze. Can you see that now? So episode 1, let's call it the history of show business, for want of a better phrase, is the mystery plays. Episode 2, can you see here, this is St. George bowing down, having slain the dragon. So Gilbert Bayes is playing a little bit fast and loose with the history of show business here. Episode 1 is the mystery plays. Tales from the Gospels, performed outside the churches on high days and holidays by workers, tradesmen and guildsmen. And episode 2 is St. George slaying the dragon. Episode 3, that's the Greek chorus. So clearly Gilbert Bayes is a good Christian boy and a patriotic Englishman as well, because the Gospels and St. George get pole position. Here's the Greek chorus though, with a particularly vivid mask of comedy there, the masks of tragedy and comedy. I think the mask of comedy always looks rather macabre. This one's a very good example of that, I think. So we've got the Greek chorus at the beginning. We'd run right through the history of show business in chronological order on this building, pausing to take a look at Shakespeare's Bottom. I couldn't resist it. Bottom from A Midsummer Night's Dream. It's a vivid carving here. Can you see that? There's Bottom with the ass's head. I must to the barbers, monsieur, he says. I feel my face is marvellous hairy. It's a very memorable line. It always makes me chuckle. And look, his face really is marvellous hairy in this carving here. So we go through Shakespeare right to the present day. So it's the whole history of show business. I say the present day. The theatre was designed in 1928, and here are the dancing girls here. Do you see them? Vividly done. The dancing girls from 1928, bang up to date. And then just in front of the dancing girls, who's that? Can you see what he's doing there? Tall fella in the long coat. Can you see he's having a smoke on his pipe there? That's Sherlock Holmes, which is bang up to date in 1928, because Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, at this point was still up on his hind legs. So 1928 designed, bang up to date, the entire history of show business. That would be the equivalent of having, I don't know, the cast of Goggle Box or whatever, you know, Bake Off. No Fielding from Bake Off. Bang up to date with Sherlock Holmes in 1928. I'd like to go back a little bit though, along the building, to the middle of the frieze. Now we started with the Greek chorus and we ended with the flapper girls, but there's Bacchus right in the middle. Do you see Bacchus? It's one of my favorite London buildings because it's a building with a joke built in. Not many buildings have that. Bacchus is right in the middle of the picture there, the Greek god of wine and revelry, and he's burst into the picture drunk out of his mind. He's got no business being in the middle of the picture. He should be back at the Greek chorus, but that's what Bacchus would do. That's how Bacchus rolls. Can you see he's so unruly that even Arlecchino, an unruly character himself from the Commedia dell'arte, is trying to push him back along to his appropriate place. So a very jolly design, I think, the entire history of show business on the old Savile Theatre. Above the door, this, well, it's a panel today. Can you see the panel there? It was once a window. The window was blown out on the night of the 9th of October, 1940, during the Blitz. It would have looked like this. So there's the window there. These days it's an aluminium panel. The window was blown out on the night of the 9th of October 1940. Now, that's an important date in the story of music, certainly pop music, because on the 9th of October 1940 in Liverpool, John Lennon was born. I don't want to sound too mystical nor nothing, but you know, Liverpool gets a rare night off on the 9th of October 1940 when the Luftwaffe were busy over London. Well, we may have been looking at a very different story. John Lennon was born on the night that this window was blown out behind the theatre, a big open space. These days, the beautiful Phoenix Garden, a lovely place to sit. The buildings that stood there were destroyed on the 9th of October, 1940. They missed the Savile Theatre though, and the Beatles performed there, The Who. Yeah, everyone, Pink Floyd, Fleetwood Mac. And there I am, leading a tour outside. My goodness me, what am I thinking? Stay at home, folks. Hashtag stay at home. This picture was taken last year on the Rock and Roll London Walk on a Friday afternoon with London Walks. There's the propaganda there. Come and see us. So we're unable to take you on a tour at the moment, so I'm staging little tours like this. I'm tour guiding from home. That's my new thing. Hashtag tour guiding from home. There's my slippers. I've thrown my Dr. Martens to one side, as you can see. Come and see me. Again, I've got a number of events lined up, folks. So keep in touch with me. I'd like to come around your house again another day and lead another tour. Keep in touch with me. Facebook is a terrific way of doing that. That's my Facebook page. All of my details are on there of all my forthcoming projects. I've got playlists and things to look at and read there as well. You can hear me on BBC Radio London via the Facebook page as well. I was on there talking about the Kinks last Sunday before last. Find me also at walks.com, the London Walks website. Very exciting. We're just about to launch a Wednesday night rock and roll London walk with pub quiz and live music in a virtual setting, just like this one. The tour will cost £8. And for your £8, you will get a virtual tour, you'll get a quiz, a prize quiz, you'll get some live music, and you will also, if you keep your ticket, you can bring it along. And when we can go outside again, when all the lockdown is over and when we're all safe and well, come and join me, bring your ticket, and you'll get a free tour on the night. So that's what I'm up to. What else? Well, tomorrow night, that's Saturday, the 18th of April, 6 o'clock, live on Facebook, Big Smoke Radio Night. I'm coming round your house again to lead a tour. It's an evening of chat, of music, of crit. I've got blog posts to share with you, little clips. And again, there will be live music. Also on Tuesday coming, Beatlemania, London's very first live virtual Beatles tour at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. It also costs £8 and the arrangement is the same. Keep your ticket and in real life you can come and join me on the tour for free. That, folks, has been the second episode of the Rock and Roll London Walk in a virtual highlight sense on a Friday afternoon. I'll do it again in a couple of weeks' time. In the meantime, keep in touch. Stay well, stay safe. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining me today. My name's Adam, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again very soon. See you later.